my amazing artists. Today we're talking about Romero Britto. He is an American artist who moved here from Brazil to Miami. We've worked on some of these pictures with our fourth graders earlier in the year. He does fun, energetic pop art. He combines elements of cubism and graffiti using vibrant colors and bold patterns. These are joyful pictures. Let's make some of our own. Alright guys, on our own Romero Britto art, we are going to use some of these bright, bold colors and patterns just like he does. He does these fun and simple pictures. So I'm going to do some with some hearts. I cut out some hearts for some templates for me. You don't have to cut them out. And I'm going to start there. His art kind of always intersects. So I'm going to do these trace designs, and you can do any kind of trace. We did these with fourth graders and did stars or patriotic symbols earlier in the year. So you guys know how much I love Romero Britto art. I'm going to start with just tracing one heart right here in the center of just a plain piece of paper, and I'm using a marker that's permanent, kind of like a Sharpie. So I'm going to trace around my heart, and you can do a heart or you could do a circle or a star. We did those stars earlier, so that's why I kind of want to try hearts. And I just like to trace it so I know that the size it is on my paper. And I'm going to do some smaller ones kind of out around this one. This is similar to one of his pictures that he's done. He's got one that's got a sailboat or flowers, but I'm going to do this kind of Romero Britto style. It's kind of like the sun is popping over these little edges. And look, see where my pen is right there? It didn't match up. That's okay, because later I can turn that mark into something else. Just like I tell you guys all the time, that you don't have to be worried about if you make a mistake. There's no mistakes. I'm making kind of hills back here on the bottom of my paper and the sun. So I've got kind of hills. This is where my sun's gonna be. I'm gonna have the heart here. I've got some smaller hearts that I'll trace around the edges. And then I'm going to make the lines that intersect it. So I'm tracing around these. I just like tracing so that everything's the same, cutting out templates. You don't have to. You can just draw however you want to. Now, some of these hearts are going to fall off my paper. That's okay. I love it when things kind of hang off the side of the paper. Art doesn't have to be confined to your paper space. So some of these over here might fall off the edge of my paper. That's okay. Up here they might. Let's go ahead and let that one hang off the edge. I'm just tracing these out there. So Romero Britto, we talked about him earlier in the year with some grades. He's from Brazil. He ended up kind of coming to the United States, to Miami, and he started out not formally trained, but doing art. I'll let this one kind of, I think I'll leave it there. I'll leave it there. Painting graffiti. He painted on streets before he ever got into galleries. All right, I'm going to make some straight lines coming from this and intersecting all of my hearts to make my patterns. You don't have to use a straight line, or you can just eyeball it. That's fine. So this is what I'm going to kind of be my sun, and I'm going to make lines coming through here. About every, little bit. If you need to use a ruler or straight line, go for it. I'm going through different points of my hearts. Those will be different patterns that I can use. So I'm going to come right on this side. So he had no formal training. I love his real joyous, simple style. He actually has done work for Disney, for Mattel, Coca-Cola, lots of brands. He did the Super Bowl. He was the artist for the Olympics. I think in 1996 when it was in Atlanta. Okay, now that I've got all of my sections, I'm gonna just do some patterns in each section that I'm gonna color it in. So this section, this is gonna be a hill. I'm gonna do straight line straights, kind of across. And I'm using my permanent marker right now. I'm gonna fill this in with marker. I like that bright, bold marker. And then each one of these sections we could do in a different pattern. I'll do polka dots on this side. And then on this side of it, I might just color it straight, or I can do stripes. It doesn't matter. I'll do stripes right here. So I'm gonna keep adding different patterns. So I did a lot of stripes on this side. This side, maybe I do lines. Anything that repeats is a pattern. So this is just a fun style pop art. Pop art's popular art. Romero Britto is a contemporary artist, which means that he's still alive. So he's still creating art. I'm gonna do some spirals. You could do flowers. You can do any design. I did these heart design. You can create your own. I can't wait to see them. Please share them with me so we can see what you guys are creating at home. Let's see over here. What am I gonna do? Well, I'll just do lines with circles. It doesn't have to be perfect. Any design that repeats is a pattern. So there we go. I'll add another one in here. I'm going to continue filling this in with different patterns, and then I'm going to color it, and I'm going to show you guys what the colored ends up like. So I'm going to pause the video so I can finish my patterns and colors, and I want you to finish making patterns and colors, and then we'll come back and see what we all come up with. All right, so here is my picture before I add the color. So I did patterns in each of the sections. Some of them I left blank. I'm just gonna add color. I'm gonna use just marker and color this in. And I'm gonna do bright, bold colors. Romero Britto loves kind of joyful, bright, simple, direct colors. So let me color it in, and I'll be back to share that with you. All right, I've added my colors with my markers, and I've got these bright, vibrant colors on my pop art like Romero Britto. So take your markers and you can add bright colors across your Romero Britto inspired art.